Well, hello there, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Northern Berkshire Retirees Club. I, of course, am the one, and thank goodness only, Paul W. Marino, and my guest here today is our president, Al Mancuso. Hello, Al.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm just dandy.
Okay.
Well, that was a great show. Thank you for coming. No, actually, we are here representing the Northern Berkshire and Southern Vermont Retirees Club. So if you live in, let's see how well I can do this. If you live in Clarksburg, North Adams, Williamstown, Adams, Cheshire, Savoy, Florida, Stamford, Pownell, or Reedsboro, I think I got them all.
Yes.
And you are of retirement age, you are welcome to come and join our club. We meet, as you can see on the screen, we meet the first Thursday of each month at 10 a.m. at the Mary Spitzer Center here in beautiful downtown North Adams. If you would like information, please feel free to call 413-652-0590, and you will talk to our secretary, Doug Greenlaw, who can give you all the information you want about becoming a member. But apart from me saying everything, why don't you say something?
Yeah, it's very.
Besides that, I meant.
It's very nice and informal meeting. We get together, we have coffee and donuts, and we usually have a guest speaker. Someone will speak on activities in North Adams, like the fire department, police department, ambulance service, and I think we had from the airport commission, one time, and very informative. I know when the fire department came, they gave us pamphlets on how to live safe, what to do, and, especially during Christmas time, don't have extensions all around the place, with 500 outlets in one, and with the ambulance, they gave us those folders that are magnetic, and you put them on your refrigerator, and you update them. It's usually in pencil because you update them what your medication is, because sometimes you may not be able to speak when they're called, and they'll have all that information there. So it's informative, and we have a little raffle at the end there, and the members can talk and put their input, and it's nice because a lot of us know things that happen in North Adams that the young probably don't know and never seen because they're long gone. So we get together, veterans will get together, and they'll talk on their service experiences in the service, and it is a really nice group, and like I say, very informal, talk. Sometimes we have, it's a part of the meeting where anybody can say what they want, or do things like we have one guy that's a railroad man, Mr. Zapula, and in fact he was going to look into a train ride for us members. He was looking into that, but nothing was set in stone. So we're still waiting on that. So.
And what are our dues at this point?
Dues are $17 a year. That's for the whole year, 12 meetings. And that money usually goes to defray the cost of our 3 socials that we have. We have a Christmas or winter festival, you want to call it, and we go to a restaurant and we eat and, have a good time there. And we have coming up the spring thing, and that's going to be on the 19th of April, but that hasn't been decided what, the details haven't been decided on that. And then we have our great picnic in August, which is really good. Hot dogs, hamburgers, clam chowder, salads, you name it. Guys get there early, play cards, and it's a good time. It's really a good time. Those are
Well, you know, I noticed you said that when we have our holiday party, we go to a restaurant and eat. Who ever heard of eating in a restaurant?
well, it's something new. It's something that
Oh.
that's new innovation.
See, there's something new you learn every day, folks.
That's it.
Especially when you're an idiot like me.
That's the gist of it. But come down, you take a look, see if you like it, and all the guys there, and the ladies too. That's not only open to men. The ladies there, they enjoy their time there, and it's at the Mary Spitzer Center, first Thursday of the month.
Except this July.
Except this July. Thank you for bringing that up. Since the first Thursday in July is the 4th of July, we are going to postpone the meeting until July 18th. We have to do that because there is something scheduled there for the 11th, so we're going to the 18th. So I know actually it's good because we can't really cancel it because we got our picnic coming up and the final details of that. It's about it, and I'm sure if you came down and enjoyed it, and you join.
Yeah, we do encourage you to come if you think you're interested. And if you like what you see, then look into becoming a member. You do not need a member of the club to spot you.
Yes, sponsor. Yeah.
If you're interested, give us the $17 for the year, and you're a member in good standing.
So the new, I guess there's going to be some more information on the river coming in, the repair and the design of the Hoosick River project.
Well, we had, oh great, I can't remember her name. Judy. We had Judy in to talk about it, and boy, did she talk our ears off. So sure, we can have them back again sometime.
Yeah, for an update. Yeah, it would be great. So, and did she talk about the repairs that they were going to do on it? The engineers, what is that?
The Army Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at it because I don't know if people remember before they had before that chute.
Irene.
That chute was there was all these rocks. You ever go over the Mohawk Trail, you'll see boulders and things. That's how that was. And it used to cause a lot of flooding, especially in the River Street area. And
It caused flooding all over the place. River Street, Eagle Street, Marshall Street, Main Street, Ashland Street, the area known as the Swamp, because of that. And the railroad yard usually got flooded as well.
Yeah, so and it was he was out of Pittsville, Patrica Construction Company. They did the manufacturing, and there was a story which I saw because I was a young lad then. I saw one of their, I don't know if it was a generator or something. They had a little trailer on it, some piece of equipment they had there, and they had a flash flood, and that piece of equipment just washed down, and it was stuck over the bank, and so kids. There were a lot of kids in that area. It was the post-war baby boomers. I don't know, 10, 12, 14 years old. I don't know, it must have been 6 or 8 of them. Came down and they hauled it out. And Patsy was so happy, he took out his wallet. I don't know what he gave him, but he gave him some money. But I never forget that.
Well, actually, I have a memory of the chutes being constructed. You know, on River Street, there's a cement block garage with a red brick front on it with an overhang. Well, when I was 4 years old, lo, these many moons ago, that was Shapiro's, not parts, but it was their shop.
Yeah.
And my father was the manager. And one day my mother went down to visit him, brought me along, of course, and I dropped my teddy bear down the bank. And my father had one of the men go down and get it for me.
Yeah. And before they had the bridge completed for the Marshall Street Bridge that goes on to River Street, they had that all out. They had a little walkway, you know, a wooden little. Well, one time that river got so high, they had to close it because it was right against that thing, and they couldn't take a chance for anybody to go across it. They never might make it, so you had to go all around the one by where the Sprague's Corner Market is now.
Yeah.
That bridge there. You had to go there because they hadn't yet started construction on that
was
part.
cement.
Yeah, they hadn't started construction on that as yet.
And I have a photo of people watching the flood there, where it's actually washing up right against the foot of the bridge.
Yeah. So I just lived up the road there on Loftus Street, School Street actually, because there was no Loftus Street. It was washed out in the '38 flood, and they never built it. So you had to go by School Street to get up, to get up there. There was quite a construction that I had it there for a while, and like you say, now the Army Engineers Corps engineers they're looking on repairing it because it had to be late '50s, early '60s when it was completed. So it's been there a while.
Yeah, it has outlived its projected lifespan of 50 years. And I know that once Irene came through, people who would like the idea were suddenly up in arms. Oh, they want to take out the chutes. Well, it's not what we want. What we want to do is rebuild the chutes and do it in a way that is that not only provides flood protection. Notice I do not say flood prevention, because there's no such thing.
You're right there.
But we want something that will provide flood protection, will also provide access to the river and make the river a healthier stream. Because while we get as much water through there every day as we ever got before, it just whooshes through the city. Fish cannot live in that river. And so we do not want to remove the chutes. And in fact, we cannot do anything to modify them unless it's approved by the Army Corps of Engineers. And if they were putting in those chutes today, they would not do it the way that they did.
It was a hook design, wasn't it? They hooked the sections.
It was meant to be expedient and nothing else. Now, one thing we found out, I think 6 segments of the wall have fallen in. And what was discovered was that, well, let me back up. The way they should have been built is like this, and there was rebar, 2 pieces going in down here and into the concrete, and 2 more going down and sticking out the back. And when the rebar that went into the riverbed rusted through and the walls fell, we discovered that the rebar that was supposed to be in the back was not there. So who knows why? Maybe it was Patrika cutting corners.
Could be.
Maybe they thought, well, this wall isn't tall enough. We don't need that extra rebar here.
Yeah. Also figured it's going to be here 20 years, we'll be long gone, long gone. That happens.
Yeah, and another thing is, look at the river this way. These are the walls right now. Something we'd like to do is, in certain places, bring them back to a 45-degree angle. Well, surprise, surprise, that not only provides flood protection, it increases the capacity of the chute.
It'll be interesting to see what they come up with and, what the final outcome is, really. Another thing happening in North Adams, hospital is reopening.
Yes,
And
glad to see that.
I don't want to say that I'm old, but I was there when it first opened in 1955. It was me, my brother, and my cousin. Those 2 are deceased now, but we went through that hospital when it first opened. And the one thing I remembered was, as you walked into the main gate there, they had a framed key, and the key, above the key, it said, we will always be open. So that this key, you don't need this key because it's never going to be locked. And they had a beautiful mural as you walked in.
Yeah,
and
in
they
the
got
ceiling.
Yes, and they got rid of that.
Actually, I'm told that it's in dead storage at Mass MoCA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never knew what ever happened to it.
Yeah, well, I was born in the old hospital myself. Well, my mother was there too, obviously. And
you mean
based
the Clark House? Do they call it the Clark House now?
no, I was born in the old hospital.
Oh, okay.
Because what happened was, it stood where the main parking lot is now, and they built the old hospital in front of it. And it was a rainy day in November when all the patients were transferred in one day from the old hospital to the new, and then they began demolition of the original. So I am very glad that I was born in the summer rather than in the fall, say in November, because of what my mother told me. The way that the babies were moved from maternity to the new maternity was each child was put in the bottom of a plastic trash bag, and the nurses carried them over, one hanging from each hand.
Yeah, there was another thing. They had a beautiful maternity ward there. They had a place where you could look at the babies and with the glass, and then on the side they had father's room, and where the fathers could either smoke or have a coffee, whatever they want.
Now, that was in the old hospital?
That was in the one that was opened in '55, and they had.
Well, I remember the window where you could see the babies, but I don't remember there being a father's room.
There was a father's room there. There was a room that said father's room, and they would go in that place. That's that's the only thing I remember. That I remember the operating room. They allowed you to go through the operating. Kind of scary for a kid to go see that.
Well, well, of course, I worked there, and I remember going in the operating suite, and I do not remember people being allowed to go through the operating room, but rooms 1 and 2, they actually had windows that you could open. And I remember when I was there, the air conditioning wasn't working. And the surgeon insisted open the window. The patient died and the doctor committed suicide.
Wow. Well, when I walked through it, they hadn't officially opened it yet. You know, there was no. It was before,
okay.
It was before it was sterilized. You know, just the open house, people could see it. I remember that. You know, I was like, what, maybe I'm saying 9 years old, something like that. And I went through the fire station. I went through the fire station when it was new. I went through the police station when it was new. And I think they took the third graders from the Johnson School. We went down, we walked down, and we went through it. And, not to say that the stations are old, but it's been a long time since I've been in the third grade.
Well, actually, they are old. The police department, well, they're still using the old jail. They have some storage there. But they are now in, oh, drat.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I had to go there to renew my the firing range permit. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, so there,
People's
it's
Square,
meant
right?
to be a temporary place until they can get a new one built.
Yeah, that is. I think don't they apply for state and federal fundings for something like that?
I expect they do.
Homeland Security type of thing. So, yeah, I think state or federal gives you some money for it because, I see where they're thinking about closing Brayton School.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Not Brayton, I'm sorry.
The YMCA.
Greylock.
Oh,
Greylock School. Yeah, they were. God, when I was, we had Houghton, Greylock, Brayton, Freeman. Freeman. That's where we had manual training. I never forget the guy's name was Mr. Smith, and you made trays and what else? Different things. Manual and we had to walk from Johnson School to Freeman School because it was there down in the basement. And we're talking about the hospital. Sometimes you could go into the cafeteria and, I don't know, for a dime or a nickel or whatever, they give you a cup of ice cream. So we always went back there and got it. Yeah, that was good.
Well, I went to Johnson and Freeman. Now, let me ask you something. When you were at those schools,
Just Johnson I went.
all
Yeah,
right, when
yeah.
you were at Johnson, did they explain to you who Johnson was?
Roughly that he was sort of a mayor of North Adams or something? No?
No, he was an industrialist.
Oh, okay.
Johnson was the last of the 4 big neighborhood schools that the city built in the 1890s. And they were all named after industrialists.
Okay.
So that to inspire the students. Of course, they didn't tell us who they were. When
I thought he was mayor. That's what I
Yeah.
got there. But did you know that was a second Johnson School? There was the original Johnson School was on Vesey Street.
Oh, that was the Vesey Street School.
Yeah, as you come off school and you make
Yeah.
that turn, you go down a little way.
Yeah.
In fact, the stairs of that Vesey Street School was still there for forever almost until they finally, when they
yeah.
built the apartments, they took it out. But those stairs were there forever.
Yeah, I remember playing on those.
Yeah. And I put that complex, before that, they were like apartment houses, gray, and they took that all down, that's all gone.
Yeah, and actually, it was a good thing to see them go, too.
Yeah. Then there was a little house, as you're going up VZ on the left, there was a little house in that corner as you're coming down the hill. Just as you got down, there was a house there that they took down, a little house.
I don't know about that. Just up the street, there was a house that burned a couple of years ago, and there was a little store there, a little one-room store that my brother Ralph could remember.
Yeah, that was called Foot Store, Foote, yeah. Yeah, it was just up, what am I going to say, VZ. Is it VZ?
Yeah, on the corner of VZ and School.
Yes, there was. It was Nave Moran ran that, and there was another one. How can I say? Is it the street that goes up? Yeah, VZ Street.
Yeah,
there was another
VZ
one
and
that was up
north.
way up in the wood. Well, I say in the woods before you got to the woods. That was Foot Store. Yeah, and the Nave Moran had his on corner of VZ and School. That was a little. In fact, that's where I went. You know, I get 2 cents. You get a candy.
Back when there was a store on virtually every street corner.
There was one on River Street just down below.
Yeah.
Cookish's, I think the name of the
Yeah,
guy
the
was.
brick building
Yeah, just as you go over the
with
bridge.
a soda fountain in it.
Just as you went over that bridge that is closed for maybe 20 years. There was one there, so like you said, and then we had the First National on the corner of VZ and Houghton. The First National was there, right where
VZ and Houghton.
God, there used to be a Grandy Shore store was there.
Yeah,
And
I know where
either
you
it was
mean.
there or across the street from there.
No, I remember going by a little store that I never saw open, but I did see a comic book in the window of a woman being whipped. Oh, the wonderful things we remember. Hey, we have less than 50 minutes left.
So, hey.
So, thank you for coming today.
And don't forget, first Thursday, come down, see what we're about. You won't be disappointed.
Yes, absolutely. And that's at the Spitzer Center, $17 a year. You can't save fairer than that. Well, thank you for watching. Yes, both of you. And thank you, Nicole, for directing. We love you very much. At least I do. And we will see you again next month here on the
Excuse me.
the Northern Berkshire and
Southern
Southern Vermont Retirees Club.